Hey guys, my name is Rob Noire, and today I have a video for you celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. Yes, it's true, it's been out for a year now. It's now no longer a newborn, it's entered that weird, awkward baby phase. But honestly guys, it's kind of awesome that it has now been a year since the Nintendo Switch came out. Now if you've seen my other videos, or if you've seen the video where I first got a Nintendo Switch, you know that I haven't had it for the full year. This isn't the 1-year anniversary of me having a Nintendo Switch. And to be honest, I still stand by the decision of not buying it right out of the gate, because really all it had was Zelda. And once I had beaten Zelda, I would probably have resold it, because there was nothing really that interested me that I could play at the time. But now, a year later, so much of that has changed, and that's why I felt it might be a good idea to just kind of do a video where I could talk a little bit about it, kind of update my last video where I first got the Switch and, you know, shed some light on some things. And I just thought it was important to kind of celebrate the fact that it has now been a year since the Switch has come out. It's completely successful, like, it's blown the Wii U out of the water, that's for fucking sure. And it's a great console, and I just wanted to show it a little bit of love. And I know a lot of YouTubers did a video on the 1 year of the Nintendo Switch, and they put it out on March 3rd, which is when it did turn a year old. But I decided to wait because I knew there was a Nintendo Direct coming up, which is where they talk a bit about it and they announce a bunch of upcoming stuff. And I wanted to kind of include that in this video. So the Nintendo Switch is a great console. If you're watching this video, you probably know all about it. It's the one where you can pop it into a dock and play it on TV mode, or take it out and play it in handheld mode. And it's the kind of thing where I didn't think I would be using it as much as I do, but especially the handheld mode. Like all the time now when I'm watching a show or just doing something mindless, I'll usually have my Nintendo Switch and I'll be playing a game. Recently it's been Stardew Valley, don't judge me, but I mean, even Super Mario Odyssey or Zelda when I was doing a 100% run, you know, I would just pop it out of the dock and just play it on my couch while I was doing other stuff. And it's the kind of thing that's so simple that you really take it for granted. Like, I really wish I could do that with my Xbox. Now, to be fair, Nintendo wasn't the first people who had this idea. PlayStation has the PlayStation Vita, which actually allows you to take select titles that you play on the actual console and play them on the Vita using the same save file, same everything. I know that sometimes you have to reassign like the trigger buttons because the Vita doesn't have all the triggers, but it is very similar to what the Switch does, but the general consensus is that the Switch does it better. And I have to say the Switch does it extremely well. Like, I've had almost zero issues with the Switch. The battery life is great, like it really is amazing. Like, all I could ask for. I can sit down on my couch and play for almost the entire evening without ever having to worry about the battery. So there's no complaints there whatsoever. The controls feel good. I much prefer those Joy-Cons when they're actually on the console in handheld mode. When I play TV mode, I prefer a regular controller, which is why I use the Pro controller. And my biggest complaint with the Nintendo Switch back in the day was the fact that there just weren't a lot of games. Especially when it launched. I mean, there was Zelda, and there was Zelda. On the eShop, I mean, a few games trickled in here and there, but for the first few months, if you had a Switch, that was your Zelda machine. I mean, I saw a lot of people posting when they beat Zelda that it's now lying in the corner gathering dust, and that's probably what it would have been for me. Now, a year later, it has fucking exploded. I mean, my physical collection of Switch games keeps growing. Every month, I usually get at least one. And the digital library, like, I've got a lot of games, and there are just, like, a crap ton of games on their eShop. There are just tons, and they keep adding more and more and more, and it's just awesome. Whatever you want to play, you can probably now find it on the Nintendo Switch, and you can play it on the go. So if you're on a road trip, or if you're like me, you like to watch a show and play something in handheld mode, it's got you covered. Getting back to the Nintendo Direct and the announcements there, the one thing I wish the Nintendo Switch would kind of move past is this port stage, which is when Nintendo especially, some other companies are doing it too, but especially Nintendo, is taking like all these old games that they released on like the Wii U, and then they're re-releasing them on the Switch to give them like a bigger audience. I mean, I understand why they do that. The Wii U didn't sell whatsoever. I mean, it was just, the sales were crap. They marketed it horribly, but a lot of the games were pretty great. Like, I have a Wii U, I don't regret the decision to buy it, but I understand why they would re-release these games on the Switch to give them a wider audience, get some sales, get people playing, talking about them. But I wish we could finally move past that stage and just start getting a lot of, like, new stuff, you know? I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is great on the Switch. Yes, it's probably one of my favorite Mario Karts. But to be fair, I kinda would have preferred a Mario Kart 9. And the biggest news from the Nintendo Direct, other than the fact that there's like 100 ports coming to the Switch, which we all knew, is that there's gonna be Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo Switch, which is fucking awesome. I love me some Super Smash Bros. I'm not one of those crazy hardcore into it people, but if it comes out on the Switch, definitely, probably day one, I'm gonna be buying that. But the general consensus is that it's probably going to be a port of the Wii U version. Now, if it's not, I'll eat my words and I'll be even happier. If it is a port of the Wii U version, just with like some new added characters and stuff, it's like, alright, cool, but I could already play that game. Like, I'd rather something new. So if there's something I really hope the Switch manages to do in now its second year, like after this 1 year is over, is really move past this re-releasing old games on the system and just start giving us a bunch of new stuff. The old games are great, but you can already get them. So just give us some new stuff, and I would be 100% happy. And it's not like Nintendo has given us nothing new. Like, they gave us a new Zelda, they gave us a new 3D Mario. Like, they are slowly releasing that stuff, but I'd rather they focus all their people on the new stuff and not so much on the old. Now, kind of contradicting what I just said, though, I do hope they bring the Virtual Console to the Nintendo Switch soon. That's something that I hope they do this year, because there's so many great, like, old NES, Super Nintendo, N64 arcade-style games that would be so much fun to play on the go, especially those old NES-type games. They're perfect on-the-go experiences. But Nintendo has basically just let that die with, like, the Wii U. Maybe that's now their selling point for the Wii U, is if you buy it, you can actually play these old games. It's not gonna work, man. Nobody's buying the Wii U. But I just really wish they would bring these old games to the Switch. Like, I know they'd have to put people and resources on that and probably have to develop some Switch emulators to be able to play all that crap. But it's the one thing that I do feel is missing, and that I was expecting to be on there. Like, even Super Mario Brothers, like, they have like one version of that which isn't the original on the Nintendo Switch, which is really surprising, unless they've added more in the meantime, which who knows, they might have, they're always adding crap. But I don't know, I wish they'd add more of those really old games and not like just from the generation before. That's what I meant. I know I'm kind of being a bit of a hypocrite here and contradicting, but that's something that I hope happens for the Switch. So the Switch has come a really long ways. I mean, Nintendo needed a fucking smash hit for this generation after the failure of the last. I mean, they delivered. Everybody who has this thing seems to love it. It just keeps getting better. One of the great things about Nintendo and the Switch is I do feel like they're the only company that offers something different than what I could get on a PC. I mean, I know you could say, hey, PlayStation has these exclusive games or Xbox has these exclusive games. It's true, but personally not a lot of exclusives appeal to me these days, and I know that's an opinion thing, but generally speaking, there's not a ton, at least not enough to justify buying the console. And when you break it down, a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, they're pretty much just crappier versions of a PC that you can have. So Nintendo is the only people who really offer something completely different than what you can just get on your PC. And I'm not talking about like the fucking weird shit they're doing, like the Nintendo Labo and all that. I mean, if you're into that, I'm sure kids will really love that. Most of us adults are kind of rolling our eyes and being like, what, we're supposed to spend $50, $100 on cardboard? But I mean, that stuff is like cool, whatever. But the fact that it's something that you can like pull out, bring with you like a tablet. It's also a console. It has amiibo support, which I'm not a huge fan of amiibos, but it's cool that it has it. I mean, I just like the fact that I'm not buying another fucking PC that's going to be completely outdated and that I can't upgrade, you know? So all in all, the Switch is a great console. I absolutely love it. For the amount of time I've had it, I've definitely put the most hours into it. Like, I don't think I've ever had a console for as long as I've had this one and played it as much as I do. Like, every week for sure, I play my Nintendo Switch. Almost every day, not every day, but almost every day. I mean, it's great. I really love it. I like all the options. I like all the games. I mean, there's been a lot of good times. There has been some bad times. Switch? Are you smoking?
Get off my back, bitch. Everybody does it.
I mean, there's been a lot of awesome moments. Oh shit, I thought that was more sand. And there have been some kind of frustrating moments. Wow, that took forever. It's true, I do wish it was a little bit more powerful. I do wish it had more games that were new and not just ports, but I'm sure, at least for the games, that will happen, and they probably will release like a 2.0 version, where maybe it can handle 1080p 60 in handheld mode, or I don't know. Nintendo's never really been big on graphics, they're more about playability and fun, which is something I really respect. I mean, you can chase after 4K and the best fucking graphic quality you want, but if your game sucks, I don't want to play it, you know what I mean? And the majority of what Nintendo releases doesn't suck, and I gotta hand it to them. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I had to say in this. I know it's a short video, but I just wanted to kind of give some props to Nintendo, congratulate them on reaching a year. I'm definitely looking forward to them reaching the 2-year mark and seeing what's changed then. Maybe I'll do another video around that time. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Happy Mario Day. As always, I will see you in the next one. Hey guys, my name is Rob Noire, and today I'm going to show you how to play your Nintendo Switch on your big screen without using the dock. So if you don't own a Nintendo Switch, or kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing and kind of a more, oh god, I should get this kind of thing, and so I figured as a late adopter I should do a little bit of a video on it and maybe